I was standing behind a man at Phoenix Sky Harbor a few months ago when the agent circled something on his boarding pass with a pen and said, "Step this way, sir." 4 letters, SSSS. He had no idea what they meant, and honestly, neither did I the first time I saw them. Here's the thing. Those letters stand for Secondary Security Screening Selection, and if you ever see them printed on your boarding pass, your morning at the airport is about to look very different from what you planned. Starting in 2026, some seniors are finding out about these changes only after they're already standing in the security line. And for some, those 4 letters have already meant missed flights, long delays, and vacations that started with unnecessary stress. The reason is simpler than you'd think. A handful of new rules are quietly rolling out, and nobody's sending out a memo to walk you through them first. Today, I'm covering 7 things that are triggering these stops. And trust me, number 4 is a simple mistake at the ticket counter that catches even careful travelers, so stick with me. Number 6 involves something that might already be broken in your own passport, and you don't know it yet. If you fly even once a year, hit subscribe before we start, because the airlines certainly aren't going to walk you through any of this. Trigger 1. The real ID trap. Carol is 75, flying out of Columbus to see her granddaughter in Charlotte. She handed over the same driver's license she'd used for 30 years. The agent turned it over once, twice, and slid it back across the counter. "This isn't compliant, ma'am." Carol just blinked at him. By the time someone walked her through it, she'd missed her flight. According to TSA officials, the real ID requirement now applies to every domestic flight, no exceptions. Go check your wallet right now, I'll wait. If there's no small gold or black star in the corner of your license, or it says, "Not for federal identification," TSA can turn you away at the gate. And the reason this catches so many of us off guard is simple. A lot of us stopped driving years ago, or just never got around to renewing. It didn't feel urgent. But that little star is the difference between walking through security and standing off to the side while your flight boards without you. If your license doesn't have it, bring your passport instead, even for a flight that never leaves the country. It works everywhere, no explanation needed. Trigger 2. The digital ID disaster. I'll admit something. I still don't fully trust my phone to do what my wallet used to do. Walter trusted his completely. He's 72, flying out of Dallas-Fort Worth, and he was proud of himself for setting up his state's new digital driver's license. He held it to the scanner, and the light blinked red. No backup, no paper license in his bag. By the time a supervisor sorted it out, his gate had already closed. Airport security experts recommend never relying on a digital ID alone. And here's where it gets tricky. If the scanner at that particular checkpoint isn't switched on, or your battery dies at exactly the wrong moment, you're stuck. There's something else too. Face scanning kiosks are showing up at more gates now, and if your passport photo is from before you lost 40 pounds or grew out a beard, the software sometimes just hesitates. So carry the physical card, always. If a screen does flash red on you, just say calmly, "If the digital ID fails, I have my physical ID as backup," and hand it straight over. 9 times out of 10, that's all it takes. And the next mistake is even more surprising because it involves something many seniors carry in their bag every single day. Trigger 3. The medical liquid declaration. You hear the zipper before you see the agent's face change. That's what happened to Dot, 70, flying from Atlanta up to Alaska, when her bag got pulled off the belt and set on the steel table for everyone in line behind her to watch. Inside was a daily liquid supplement, just over the 3.4-ounce limit. "Did you declare this?" the agent asked. Dot didn't even know that was a thing you were supposed to do. The bottle got confiscated right there in front of the whole line. According to TSA officials, medically necessary liquids are usually exempt from the limit in the US. But here's the catch nobody mentions. Only if you separate them out and say something before they go through the scanner. New CT scanners are slowly phasing the old rule out at some airports, but plenty still run it the original way. So before your bag even hits the belt, just say it out loud. I have medically necessary liquids to declare. They might still test it. Takes all of 10 seconds. But saying it first, instead of getting asked, changes everything about how that conversation goes. Trigger 4. The return ticket red flag. Remember I told you trigger number 4 was a simple ticketing mistake? Here it is. You're standing at immigration in another country, and the officer asks, "Do you have a return ticket?" And you say, "I'll book it later once I know my plans." That sentence is one of the fastest ways to land in a back room answering questions for an hour. Immigration experts say proof of onward travel is one of the simplest ways to remove suspicion. Officers just want some sign you're not planning to disappear into their country. No return ticket, no proof of intent, and suddenly you're the one explaining yourself. It doesn't even need to be a locked-in flight. A flexible or refundable ticket counts. Pull it up on your phone, or print it and tuck it in your passport where you can grab it without fumbling. It's such a small thing to carry, but it's the difference between a 2-minute conversation and a vacation that starts with an interrogation instead of a cab ride to your hotel. And speaking of passports, keep watching, because Trigger 6 is about something that might already be wrong with yours. Trigger 5. Medical implants and pacemakers. At our age, a lot of us are carrying around a knee, a hip, a plate, or a pacemaker that didn't come standard. And a lot of seniors assume that means an automatic hassle at the scanner. It doesn't have to. Helen, who's 68, has a new knee and used to dread the beeping. According to TSA's official guidance, travelers can fill out a medical notification card ahead of time and hand it over before screening even begins. If you've got a pacemaker, you can ask politely, but directly, for a pat-down instead of the wand, since the wand isn't recommended near one. And here's something most people don't know to ask for. If bending down to take off your shoes is painful or balance is an issue, you can request to keep them on. With newer scanners rolling out, a lot of checkpoints are already allowing it. You're not asking for a favor. You're asking for the screening option that already exists for exactly this situation. Just say so. But the next trigger is the one I worry about the most, because your passport could already be damaged without you knowing it. Trigger 6. The invisible passport damage. Robert's passport looked fine. No damage, no torn pages, nothing you'd notice flipping through it. Heading to Canada, he handed it over at the gate. The scanner wouldn't read it. Tried again. Nothing. Turns out, years of folding it slightly to fit his jacket pocket had quietly cracked the RFID antenna in the back cover, the one E-Gates actually read. To the machine, it wasn't expired or fake, just unreadable. That meant manual processing, a long wait, and a close call on his flight. According to airport security experts, even a small, invisible fold can break that antenna without leaving a mark. Never fold your passport, and consider a hard shell holder instead of a soft sleeve. If a scanner ever rejects yours, stay calm and say, "I'd like to request manual processing while I arrange a replacement." That sentence alone tells the agent you already understand what's happening. Trigger 7. The European authorization. Delay. This last one is brand new, and it's catching even frequent travelers off guard. Starting late 2026, if you're flying from the US to most of Europe, you need an electronic travel authorization, ETIAS, approved before you ever reach the airport. Not at the gate, not on the airport Wi-Fi while you wait, before. Airlines aren't allowed to board you without it, and if you try to apply last minute, the approval can take longer to come through than your boarding window stays open. And the part most travelers miss is this. European border officials now require a photo and fingerprint scan at entry for everyone. If you've got arthritis or limited mobility in your hands, that scanner can take a few extra tries to get a clean read. Give yourself 30 extra minutes at European airports just for this. And if your hands are giving you trouble at that scanner, just say it. I have a medical condition that affects my hands. Is there another way? There usually is one, but only if you ask. Here's the thing about all 7 of these. None of them are really about you doing something wrong. They're about rules changing faster than anyone's bothering to explain them, and seniors getting caught in that gap more than anyone else. I've made at least 3 of these mistakes myself over the years, so if any of this hit a little close to home, you're in very good company. If this helped you make sense of why these checks are happening, send it to someone you love who's got a flight coming up. Now I want to know, what's the one airport surprise that's caught you off guard? Tell me in the comments. And go read what everyone else wrote too, because this is one of the most generous travel communities I've ever seen. Travel should feel exciting, not stressful. A few minutes of preparation today can save you hours of frustration at the airport tomorrow. The goal isn't to fear these new rules. It's simply to know them before they surprise you. Check your license for that star, keep your passport flat, give yourself extra time, and I'll see you in the next one.